Peace, peace. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom, hotep. Assalamu Allah. Peace to the gods and earths. I'm your brother in the struggle, brother Minister Alif. And today we're going to cover the pros and cons of Juneteenth. All right. You know what I mean? Patronize the brother in his business. You know what I mean? Bought the t-shirt off of him. You know what I mean? The message teaches us that actions are judged by intentions. Actions may appear wrong, but motives bring rewards. 17 ways for the Islamic culture. So basically your niyat or your intention could be good. So I'm not here to be a party pooper or nothing like that. My thing is anything to get our people to come together, have some consciousness, give us opportunity to think and share and reflect and prepare. I'm with that. Know what I mean? If it's black, I'm with that. Know what I mean? So Juneteenth, historically, as a wazir or minister, theologically, I do have a problem with us celebrating any of the devil's holidays, so-called holidays, because they're really unholy days. But I would like to share with y'all a quote from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's last book, Our Savior Has Arrived, page number 166 in 1974, February 26, 1974 to be exact. The messenger says, and I quote, "We make a fool out of ourselves by jumping up worshiping days and people that the white slave master and his children say we are to worship." Short version. Juneteenth is celebrated on June the 19th of 1865, allegedly because the slaves were not aware that they were free, and the general came with the general's order and let them know, use these free. Know what I mean? And that was in Texas. All right. The part that is the little known area is after Juneteenth, like during Juneteenth, our people that was in slavery, they let loose, they emancipated. Emancipation does not mean free. It does not mean freedom. When you, it's like a prisoner. If you parole a prisoner, you're not freeing him. He's still tied to you. He's still on parole. When you emancipate slaves, they're not free. We didn't go back to the motherland. We didn't go back to Africa. I mean, we stayed here. Now, I mean, we died migrating to a little part of West Africa, little parts of South America and so forth. But for the most part, our people are still here in the wilderness of North America in 2023. After Juneteenth was being celebrated on June the 19th of 1865 in Texas, people had strawberry drinks, strawberry shortcake, the red symbolizing the lost blood of the slaves and stuff like that, that defiance, and the reality is places like West Virginia, Missouri, Kentucky, Maryland, and Delaware. Delaware itself had 1,900 slaves still picking cotton, still in bondage, picking tobacco back then or whatever, depending on what your state produces at the time. But black people were still chattel property after June the 19th of 1865. And this is why the trick is they show you that Congress had to force the Confederacy or the slave-holding states to free the slaves with the 13th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, which basically explains that, slavery should not exist unless the police set you up, unless you get handcuffed, unless they target you, unless they get you back in the county, state, private, or federal prison, then slavery continues. Now, I mean, so there's 3 million slaves in the United States right now, legally, according to the Constitution. But this act of Congress was not signed until December the 6th of 1865. So the slaves that you hear about being freed in Texas in June the 19th, that was only for Texas. That had nothing to do with Philly, New York, California. That had nothing to do with the people that were still in slavery in places, like I said, West Virginia, Delaware, Maryland, Kentucky, Missouri. Now, I mean, they didn't get freed, as they say, or let loose, in my opinion. They didn't get let loose until December the 6th. So you got June, July, August, September, October, November. So it was like over 5 months that the rest of the black people in the United States of America received that so-called emancipation, and it was done by force. Congress had to force those slave-holding states to free that so-called slaves. Now, I mean, so Juneteenth, it's like mixed feelings and controversy with it. Now, I mean, you know, now if your intent is bringing awareness, you know what I mean, never again, like the Jews, you know what I mean, I have no problem with that. Our people come together, unity, consciousness, I have no problem with none of that. But I do have a problem with our people thinking that Juneteenth, the 19th, was when blacks were freed of chattel slavery in the United States of America. It's 2023, and we are still in slavery to the United States economy, politics, education, and institutions. The struggle continues. Peace.